from the crowd. Now she spent the sound of bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on a seat and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome in to episode 140 of Phired Up. Check us out at phiredupsports.com. I'm Mike Gilletto. Joining me this week, Chris Lucia. Chris, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Watching Embiid put up one of the best games of his career.
Performance of a lifetime. I believe he tied his career high, I believe.
No, what was his career high 59?
I believe so. I'd have to double check, but that's what I just read on Twitter 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, so I'm sure
not the Twitter. Yeah, right. Not that Twitter's always right, but you know. And he did it in 3 quarters, by the way.
Yeah, I think it was 30 minutes too, not even the whole 36 or 20. It was like 20.
Yeah, I think it was 31.
31?
Just had we have 31 minutes. He played 56 points.
Yeah,
so the performance of a lifetime right there.
Yeah, and he's playing against Wembanyama, who he's a big boy.
He's a tall boy. I don't even know that I use the word big yet. He's very, very, very tall.
Could you imagine if he just puts on some muscle? That dude's scary.
Yeah. But like, how doesn't his body just break? Like,
well, you could probably break his leg, right?
Yeah, snap it right in half.
Right over your knee.
Dude, look how thin they are. It's like the size of a twig. Like I could go to my backyard and find some like broken up branches on the ground, and I'm sure I could find one thicker than his leg.
Maybe you should ask him if he needs like a replacement, a leg replacement.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know where you get that from. It wouldn't be from me because I don't have legs that tall, that long.
No. You can give him the piece of wood from your backyard.
Oh yeah. Okay, that works actually.
Dude, Embiid walked up to him at the beginning of the game and was like doing this to him, like measuring his height against his.
What does Wembanyama what does he measure up at? How tall is he actually? 7'3"?
I think so.
Got to look it up. I'm curious because he's 7'4".
7'4".
Yeah.
All right. So I'm like 5'7" on a good day.
On a good day.
If I'm wearing the right pair of shoes.
Right.
I'm probably coming up to his like belly button.
For reference, Joel Embiid is 7 foot even.
Okay, so 4 inches taller than him.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, I mean, he puts on some muscle, gets a little thicker. I mean, he's gonna be a stud.
Is he gonna go do leg day like Durant?
Gonna have to.
If not, you could probably D him up.
I don't know that I go that far.
Dude, you ever see him shoot too? He can shoot the ball.
Yeah. Oh, sure. You know what he looks like? Whenever I see him, it looks like the end of Space Jam when Michael Jordan's arm stretches like fucking half court. Yeah. Like that's what his arms look like.
Dude, they may have to put Embiid back in. They're closing the gap.
Also, what's with the Spurs jersey? Like, why is there orange in this jersey?
I think this is like the
city edition, I'm sure, but like
I actually like it. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not used to seeing the Spurs have orange. Like I don't know.
Yeah, no, I also like this Sixers jersey. I like the white one better though than this one. The white brotherly one.
Yeah, it kind of be. I don't know. Jersey. I think these jersey things gotten out of hand. To make a jersey for like everything, they have like 7 jerseys a year. It's like it's too much. Just have a home and away and an alternate. It's that simple.
You're out on the jerseers.
I'm out on the jerseys.
Dude, this is the most you've actually talked about basketball in a while, Mike.
I know, right?
It's because Dom's watching it.
Because Dom's not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's nothing else to watch tonight either.
Yeah.
There's really nothing.
And there's no news out.
No, nothing really.
Not any big news. Did you see that that the Sixers are in on DeJounte Murray?
I did not see this. No, I've heard the name. I'm not familiar with his work.
He's from what team? Hawks. I think he's from Atlanta.
Okay.
And they said they could probably get him for like a 2nd round pick, and you'd have to move like some of the assets you got, like maybe Marcus Morris or some of these like lower end guys you might have to move for him to make the money make sense.
Okay. I'm trying to look up his stats right now. So 21 points a game.
Yeah.
Almost 5 rebounds a game, 5 assists a game. All right. I mean, Only 27 years old too.
Yeah, he's like Tobias, just
Yeah.
except he might show up in the playoffs,
Right.
not disappear.
What is your take with Tobias this season? I mean, he's playing well, but I've heard people saying they want him to be a trade chip, and it's just weird trading somebody who's been so productive for them when you're a contending team to just kind of let that go away. It's just weird.
I think his money would be what would tie him.
Right. Yeah.
But I think he's done his contract after this year, so
Yep.
they have they definitely have some. I think they should re-sign him. I like Tobias Harris. I think
They should resign him.
Yeah, I think if he's your fourth option, he's really a good fourth option, and especially in this offense where, Nurse is playing smart basketball, not just like run and gun sort of basketball.
Yeah, that's been his problem. We've talked about it before. Is like he's getting paid like a second option kind of guy.
Yeah, well, he got the max contract.
Right. But he's just not really been that guy.
Yeah, I mean,
do you think we see it? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I like him. I think he's a good locker room presence too.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. But I mean, the city wants him gone. But that probably has something to do with the money.
You don't hear any of it yet, though. This year, a lot.
Not
lot
yet. No, because Nick Nurse has kind of gotten more out of him than Rivers ever had.
And I think he's really where he needs to be. Like,
oh sure,
he's a 3/4th option. Like, he can be a third option, but he can also, like, on nights where a guy gets hot, he has no problem sliding to the fourth option.
Yeah,
like if Kelly Oubre's on, like, he has no problem passing the ball to Oubre.
Right. I mean, the real thing is the emergence of Tyrese Maxey's kind of been huge.
Yeah, I mean, development, right?
Yep.
And just Doc or what's his name?
Glenn. Yeah.
Glenn just couldn't get
no Doc Rivers on this show.
He just couldn't get it done with him.
No.
So are you just out on Doc? Like, are you out on Julius Erving, Dr. J?
No. But like Dr. J, one of the great, an all-time great. Like, what is Glenn Rivers done in his life to ever be compared to Dr. J?
True. What about, are you in on Dr. Nurse?
No. Are people calling him that?
Well, he does have his PhD.
Does he? See,
he is a doctor.
All right, fair enough.
He got certified as I think he got it in sports leadership.
That's a thing. You could just get a PhD for sports leadership.
Yep, it is. It's like a huge thing for. That's how a lot of like grad students for like college football teams. That's what they'll go back for their master's degree in, like sports leadership.
Okay. Well, can I be honest? That sounds made up. Like it sounds. It sounds like a fluff degree. Like,
yeah, it's definitely a fluff degree, but it gets your foot in the door. Yo, I heard yesterday that guess how much water boys make?
Water boy for the NFL? It's probably going to be a number that's going to surprise me. My right off the bat, I would say like 50 grand, and even that's high.
60 is
60,
what it starts
okay.
out. 60 grand is what it starts out
It's a good gig.
Yeah, and it's a way for people to get their foot in the door.
Yeah.
I'd have no problem. We should let Dom know about this. Next thing you know, he might be the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's a good segue there. Yeah, it's we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I mean, so the coordinators, it seems like they're all gone. I mean, they kind of officially announced Desai and Patricia are gone. Brian Johnson seems more speculation.
Yeah.
But
did you see how they like announced Patricia too? It's not like his contract
expired and we're gonna part ways. Yeah.
Yeah. Not even part ways. I think they said that Patricia was going to explore other options. Like, no, you weren't exploring other options. The Eagles didn't want you, buddy.
Right, exactly. If the Eagles wanted you, I'm sure you'd be back.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think I kind of felt this way like last week. I think Sirianni he's got one more chance. Like, I think this is it.
Yep.
I think if he doesn't get it done this year, and I don't even like, what do you consider him getting it done though? Like in my mind, I'm like, if they're not in the NFC Championship game next year,
it's hard to say that. Like whenever you talk about like success versus failure, I think it's more of how it happens than the actual result. Like sure, every year it's Super Bowl or bust, but not every team can win every year. Like, it's just one team. If they go, like, say they play a really hard game in the divisional round and you lose, like the Bills lost, where your kicker just misses a fucking kick. Like, that's not really on Sirianni if they played a great game and she just fell short. But
Yeah.
if they look like they looked the last handful of weeks and against the Bucks and they go down in the first, second round, yeah, it's a total failure, 100%.
Yeah, so gone.
Yep.
All right, what happens? He gets to the divisional round or championship game, and you get blown out.
You got to seriously consider moving on.
Okay.
Which might not be fair because at that point he gets to the championship round or later in 3 years basically, or I guess two of 3 years.
Yeah,
two of 3 years. Yeah, gets to the Super Bowl, a wild card, and then conference championship. So like when that happens, usually the coach doesn't get fired. But if you get blown out and it's kind of been like an ongoing story over the last, I guess it would be 2 years at that point, then you have to seriously consider making a change.
Yeah. Did you see? I know we're talking about the coordinators, but did you see they restructured Kelsey's deal to free up $2.4 million?
Yeah. I still don't understand. Wasn't it just a 1 year deal?
No. He
Oh,
had
it
all the
wasn't.
dummy years added onto the back of it.
This is what I was talking about last week when I said NFL contracts are dumb. This is what I mean.
Yeah. So is he back? Kelsey back? What's the chances?
He hasn't said it. I'll tell you what. After watching him, at the Kansas City Buffalo game and how effortlessly he jumped in and out of that suite, he can still move. He still got it.
Dude,
still got it.
He's in pretty decent shape, that guy.
Sure. Yeah.
I wouldn't, you think like offensive linemen are these big fat guys. Kelsey looks like he's got like a little bit of a six pack going on there. At least like
and he's always could move. Like he's always been quick.
Yeah.
And shifty.
Yeah,
if I try to get past Kelsey 100 times, I fail all 100. Like,
all right, what happens if every time that you try to get past him, he exerts like an energy? You don't think by like time 100 you could get by him?
It'd be close, but probably not.
Okay, all right.
And if it was Kelsey of 4 or 5 years ago, the answer is definitely not.
No, yeah. If it's Kelsey of this year, yeah, maybe.
All right, yeah, exactly. Now all he would have to do is get a penalty, and
Did you see that his mom wasn't at the game yesterday?
I thought I saw her.
No, his mom was texted him and told him what the daughter said. Did you see that?
No.
It came from a text message from his mom that it said like Ma, M-A-A-A-A, and it says Kylie says, or whatever the daughter's name, my daddy's boobies are out. And he posted it on his like story.
Oh, you mean his wife?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant his mom. Okay.
No, was she there?
Yeah, I saw her.
Was Donna.
I could have swore I saw Kylie as well.
I think Kylie was there too. It came from, maybe it was from her mom.
Maybe
that's what it said.
Maybe. Yeah, because I thought she was also there.
Embiid is back in the game, and he just had 4 more points. So
I believe that's a career high.
We're on 63 now. So maybe close to 70. Are we going to feed him the ball? I don't know. This is
yeah.
Pretty...
I don't know what you do here.
I mean, he's definitely playing at that caliber level where you're thinking MVP already.
He's just getting better.
I know,
and it's kind of crazy.
And we talked all this crap on him this whole offseason. Not us, but like Philadelphia in general. Like, oh, Embiid needs to go.
Well, not because of what he does or doesn't do in the regular season. That's not why people want him gone. It's what do you do for me in the playoffs, right? Like, stay healthy in the playoffs, perform in the playoffs. Don't quit, a game and a half in a row to the Boston Celtics,
Yeah.
That's why people want him gone or wanted him gone.
Yeah, I'm not getting rid of that guy. I don't care.
I don't either. because the second you do, you're back to the process again, right? Like you're stripping it down.
Unless you're getting, you'd have to get a star player for like it would have to be. It's not like you're getting rid of him for nothing.
Yeah, but how many teams are trading that away? One, and second, if you do get somebody like that back, they're still probably not going to be as good as Joel Embiid's playing.
Yeah,
because right now he's playing like the best player in the league.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. This is crazy. He's at 65 now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
See, I think I'm delayed because I'm right now. It says he is at. Oh, it does say 65. All right, updated. Never mind. So I mean, there's what 5 minutes left. I mean, if they keep him in, I mean, you're looking at he's flirting with 70 right now.
He is. Yeah.
That's crazy. Back to the coordinators. So I want to start with defense. Is there anybody you're kind of eyeing up that you're intrigued about coming here?
Well, like Ron Rivera interviewed today, right?
Yep.
You have to probably change your whole defensive scheme for someone like Ron Rivera.
Yep.
Or like I know they said they contacted Wink Martindale. Like you're talking about changing your whole scheme and your philosophy as a team. Right. If you're bringing these guys in, and I don't know if they're ready to do that yet. I don't know if like they're the type of team to make that much of a huge adjustment. Like it's not like you're talking about going from 3-4 to a 4-3, something like that. You're talking about like you need like with something like one of those two guys, you need linebackers. And you need good linebackers that can blitz and that can cover and that can do everything. You need safeties.
That's got to be. I mean, linebacker I think would be a big priority for Howie to address this offseason.
But is Howie going to do it? Like we've called it out. But we've called it out how many years?
I know. But I wonder how much he's actually like feeling the heat, right? Like at some point when there's so much outside noise and you kind of feel like your job's on the line, I don't know that you necessarily listen to the fan base, but at least you're going to do something to hopefully try to keep your job a little longer.
Well, the last time they did that, it was what's it called? Davion Taylor that they listened to us to go draft the linebacker.
Right.
So I don't know if I even trust his judgment on drafting linebackers.
Oh, well, I don't even know that I want him to draft one. Like, look at free agency. Like I don't know who's available. I'd have to look into that. Look for a free agency or trade. Like I know everybody loves Jeremiah Trotter Jr. coming out, obviously because of the connection, but
he also can cover really well.
Yeah, but
coverage linebacker.
Yeah, but the big issue with Nakobe Dean is one, he gets injured, but like a lot of the reason is because he's kind of small. Jeremiah Trotter's kind of small.
Yeah, but yeah. So's like a Fred Warner. They're not huge guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Baltimore's linebackers, they're big guys. Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith, they're big guys. But I don't know. I don't know if you need linebackers that can, like TJ Edwards wasn't a big guy.
No, he wasn't.
I don't know if, like, are you talking about big as in height or big as in like mass?
Both. I think I'm leaning more towards mass.
Okay. Well, mass you could always learn. You can always put mass on.
You can.
And the good thing about Nakobe Dean that we really haven't gotten to see is he really is great moving side to side. Like, I don't know about up and down yet, and that's kind of what we're stuck at right now. But side to side, he really does own that real estate. Dude, there's this stat that I found today. I'm trying to find it as we're looking, but it was something along the lines of Matt Patricia defense for the Eagles. Those last 6 games, they let up more points than 177 of Jim Johnson's games, something like that.
Wow.
It was like really crazy, ridiculous. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, if I can find it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm telling. Once they made that switch, it almost was like the offense. It definitely didn't get better, or the defense definitely didn't get better, and it almost might have gotten worse.
It definitely got worse.
Yeah, right.
Because I mean, Darius Slay said it the other day. You're trying to like, you're basically. I think he said like 2 different families and them trying to come together and get married. Like that's what it was trying to do.
Right. So I have a list of like the top available free agents linebacker.
Wait, ready for this?
Yep, go ahead.
The Eagles allowed 22 or more points in second half, more in 5 games under Matt Patricia than in 177 games under Jim Johnson.
Jesus.
That's pretty crazy.
That is wild. So I have a list of available free agent linebackers. Number 1 on this list, Frankie Louisville,
No clue.
Carolina. I'm not really familiar. Number 2, Patrick Queen.
Yeah, they're going to lock him up.
Yep. 3, Jordan Brooks. 4, Levante David, and 5, Bobby Wagner.
I love Levante David.
Yeah.
I love Levante David.
You'd bring him in?
Yeah, I would. He's another one of those guys that can drop into coverage.
Yeah.
I like Levante David a lot. But they also need to draft a linebacker. They have to. I mean, you got to get younger on the defense.
Yeah.
You can't just continue to put these old guys out there. They also got to draft a corner too. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the first round is a corner.
Yeah, I mean, you need to get younger there, but they have a lot of issues on defense, like linebackers, corners. I think defensive end, I think, is a big, or even just an edge rusher. Like, I think because you need, we saw how good the rotation was last year, and they haven't really gotten to the quarterback the same way this year. Like, I think they need to figure that out too. There's a lot of issues on the defense. It's crazy.
I don't know if it was the defensive scheme versus the personnel. Like, I don't know how much of that played into the fact. Like, last year we knew Bradbury was an all-pro, right? He was, and that fall-off's huge, but how much of it is the scheme that what he's asked to play?
Sure.
Like, we also knew Bradbury gets cooked man-to-man, and it looked like 90% of the time this year he was man-to-man.
Right, yeah.
Like, how don't you scheme better for your players if they're in those bad situations?
Right, you put your players in the best position to succeed, and you play to their strengths.
Yeah. And if not, if you knew that that's what he was as a liability, why don't you have a safety shaded that way all game? Like, right. I know that you could get picked on for that because they'll go towards the other side.
The other side, yeah.
Or at least let them try and beat Slay versus letting Bradbury get beat every single play. And I don't know, I don't know if the defense just gave up on, they knew that they weren't getting put in the best position to win. So they were like, you know what? Looked like some of those missed tackles were business decisions. Yeah. I'm not throwing my body in the way of this for this.
Right.
So, I mean, who's the defensive coordinators that are out there?
So the one name, I have a list of potential ones, but the one name that I don't know that I love it because it's kind of on the similar, not an established guy. But Glenn Schumann from Georgia coached a lot of these guys on the defense, all the Georgia Bulldogs that we, the numerous amount that we've drafted. He's coached a lot of them. So
I don't like that.
I'm intrigued a little bit, but I think we've kind of talked about getting an established veteran guy that's been here before.
Who else? What other names are out there, Mike?
Let me see. I have a list here. So, Wink Martindale, you already talked about that a little bit. Ryan Nielsen.
Okay.
He was a co-defensive coordinator for the Saints in 2022, and then was with the Falcons to be their defensive coordinator and defensive line coach in 2023.
Yeah, the Falcons had a pretty decent defense this year too.
Yeah. Glenn Schumann was one. Marcan Manuel. He was the Falcons defensive coordinator in 17-18, and then he served as the defensive backs coach on Doug Peterson's staff in 2020. So,
okay.
And then Jim Bob Cooter.
No, I don't want to.
There's a name for it. That's a list that I have right here. But
so I just saw they talked to obviously Rivera.
Yep.
And I just saw Mike Caldwell's name too.
Okay.
I know Leslie Frazier's out there as an option.
I don't hate the Ron Rivera angle.
So I think the good thing about Rivera is that he allows you to have he could be a defensive coordinator / assistant head coach too,
Right.
to kind of help Sirianni out in situations that he's not used to.
Yep.
But I don't know. I don't know what they do defensively. I don't know. Did they promote who was that one coach a couple years ago? Maybe last year, Denard Wilson. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Did they move on him? Is there an internal promote inside the building?
Well,
There, I know you probably don't because you had an awful year. You don't really want to promote within.
right, and you just saw how that. I mean, different side of the ball.
Embiid just scored 70.
Did he?
Yep.
I'm behind.
Yeah.
No, I'd say 67 right now. Did he hit a 3?
No.
No.
He just broke the Sixers record.
Did he really?
Yep. It was 68 by Wilt Chamberlain.
Wow. Stupid.
He's so good.
Yeah, it's a stupid game from Embiid.
Yeah. This is MVP performance. I mean, this will be talked about. Should be talked about as a defining moment for him. But I digress.
Standing O.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
He just came off the field, off the court.
Yep.
Yo, did you see again? I'm sorry, I don't mean to jump back to the Sixers. Do you know that guy, the sixth man, Alan Domowitz, or the guy that always sits on the side, the old guy?
No.
If you saw him, he's right there with the white hair, white jacket.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I see him.
He's
Yeah.
at every game. He's had season tickets for the past 25 years.
The one that's touching the ref right now?
Yeah. Yep.
Who is this guy?
He is the sixth man.
Okay.
Is what his back of his jersey that he wears says. He's an ex-lawyer.
I figured, yeah. Okay.
And he just got inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
What?
Yeah, look it up.
For just being a fan?
I guess so, or maybe an ambassador to the game.
All right, hold on. Because now I'm curious now. Horowitz is also a super fan of 76ers, known for sitting courtside at every Sixers game. Okay, it doesn't tell me anything other than that.
Look up Hall of Fame.
All right.
Next to his name.
I'm gonna find something here. The only thing I get is the greatest NBA six men of all time. It's not what I wanted.
What's his name?
Alan
Horowitz?
Alan Horowitz. Yeah. I'm gonna find something here. Okay, so I mean, haven't found anything about that.
So this
But
is
it says something about he's the man behind the new $38 million Philly youth basketball facility.
that.
So I guess he paid for that.
So that facility is somebody that I went to high schools with, Dad.
Oh, really?
Facility. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so this is from MGK website, WMGK.com. It says, where's it at? 76ers were not the only ones to honor Allen last night. We also announced that Allen will be honored by the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if the sixth man will be going to the Hall of Fame as a fan ambassador in the class of 2024.
Oh, wow.
I never knew you could go into the Hall of Fame for being a fan.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him.
He's lived quite the life.
Yeah, he has. He gets to go into the Hall of Fame for not doing anything except being rich.
Oh, right.
That's what it is. He's gotten to sit courtside because he's rich.
Yep.
And he's been able to give money to these organizations.
Well, yeah, at least he's giving back, right?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's not just some rich dude who's just sitting back counting his money and just enjoying Sixers games and is just a super fan. Like, it's given back by, this $38 million facility.
Yeah, this is true.
I can't believe I've never heard of this dude.
Yeah, he's there every game. He's literally, he takes the guys out to whenever the Eagles are at whenever the Sixers are at Eagles game, that's his box that they're sitting in.
Okay.
So,
damn.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him.
I don't remember what we were talking about before this.
Eagles D coordinators.
Yeah, yep. Nah, I mean, I think the last thing I said was like I like the idea of Ron Rivera. I do.
So, do you think that Ron Rivera in the Eagles would make a drastic change? Like, do you think that they're in the NFC Championship game?
I was gonna say define drastic.
Are they in the NFC Championship game next year, or are they a top 10 defense again?
Top 10 defense. I don't know that any coordinator can hide the issues of this defense.
Okay.
I think you'll get an improvement from last year, but down the stretch, they were one of the worst defenses in the league. Can you get to top 10? I don't know if you get top 10. Maybe 11 to 16, something like that.
I'll take it. If you're 11 to 16, I think you did a pretty decent job as a defensive coordinator with what you were given this year.
Yep. Depending on what the offense does, and I guess we could transition there.
Yeah.
There next. That's the thing with it's kind of up in the air. Like it's speculation that Brian Johnson's going to move on and he's not going to be back. But I mean, where do you go here in looking for offensive coordinators? Like who's your choice?
Well, the reports that are coming out is that did you hear Hurts the whole second half of the season didn't listen to what he said and just audibled the plays?
Yep.
Which one makes me a little worried about Hurts, thinking that he has that much autonomy to do that.
Well,
but they said that they've given him autonomy.
To be fair, if you're getting paid, what do they pay him? $260-some million. You should have the ability to do that. You should know what play to call at the line, the line, and what to audible out of and into. I think you should be given the keys at that point when that contract's that big.
Fair enough. Okay, so I kind of agree with that. Here's the second part. If that's true and he was audibling, he has no idea how to read defenses. That's the part
that's the concerning part.
Bad. That's the part that's bad. If he really was going up there and changing plays, and he was calling, maybe they were running a slant pattern or something, and he says, "You know what? We're just going to run this quick screen to Quez Watkins." If that's his decision making, we're in bad shape. Or you really need a good coordinator.
Could it be a combination of both?
Could be.
The play calls were shit. He audibled out of them, but the ones he audibled into also were options given to him by Brian Johnson.
Could have been. Yeah. Definitely could have been. I don't know though, but if that's what he's audibling into, I would have liked to see what the call originally was. I wish they could later in the season say this is what we saw here, this is what we were going to run here, this is what we audibled to.
Yeah,
I know that's hindsight is 2020, but
but I think it matters. When they blitz and you have basically 4 verts going, and nothing in the middle of the field. I'm curious what that original play was.
Yep, was it a slant route?
Yep.
If it was a slant route that you optioned out to go deep, that means he has no clue, or he doesn't have any situational football knowledge.
Right. Now the thing is, we hardly ever see this team run slants, so chances are that original play call wasn't a slant call, but you never know.
Well, if we go and get Frank Reich, we'll see a ton of slants.
Is that your guy?
I think that he would fit here well because he's already been here. Him and Sirianni have a good relationship.
So I have a list of names if you want me to kind of run down some options here.
Yeah.
Now here's a guy that I'm sure a lot of people are going to scoff at because of his head coaching. No. His head coaching thing not too long ago kind of was a disaster. Cliff Kingsbury.
He's going to the Bears.
Did they announce that? Is that official?
They didn't announce it, but he did his final interview, interview today with them, because he also got Caleb Williams to flip to USC, and it looks like that's the direction they're going for a quarterback.
Right.
So I don't think Kingsbury will be available.
Okay. To be fair, this list that I have was updated January 17th, so things might have happened since then. But that's one option. Number 2, Zach Robinson, the Rams passing game coordinator, quarterback coach.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Eric Bieniemy, which is kind of weird to me. Why is he on this list?
because Rivera's getting fired, and they think they're going to cut the whole regime over there.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
If I would love Bieniemy, but he also did interview for the Commanders' head coaching position today.
Okay, so who
He did
knows?
interview for that. I don't know if that has any say or anything, but I like Bieniemy. I think he would fit this offense well.
Liam Cohen, Kentucky offensive coordinator. That's a weird one to me.
I'm not going back to college.
Yep. Here's another one where his head coaching career was an absolute disaster, but is a good coordinator. Josh McDaniels.
I think that wherever Belichick goes, McDaniels winds up as.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
I think they've had really good careers together.
Yep.
And I could see that happening.
Chad O'Shea, Browns passing game coordinator.
I don't mind
and
that.
Receivers coach.
Yeah, they had a good, pretty decent offense this year.
Yep, especially second half. Once Flacco came in, I was kind of surprised about.
Yeah.
Nick Caley, the Rams tight end coach. It's a little weird. I don't know why he's on this list. I don't.
Who?
Nick Caley, Rams tight end coach.
No clue.
Darryl Bevel, the Dolphins quarterbacks coach and passing game coordinator.
Nope.
And then another one that's kind of intriguing, Byron Leftwich.
He was good on Tampa Bay. Where's he been last year? Did he get fired?
It doesn't say. So is he still in Tampa?
I don't think so. I don't think he was there. I think he got fired.
Yeah, I don't see. This is Xbox, so maybe he hasn't been anywhere since then.
Okay. So no experience in the past year.
Right.
Not that means anything, but they said Chip Kelly's getting some offensive coordinator.
No, we're good.
I know we're good, but what about so no Frank Reich on that list?
Was that the end of the list? No, I'm still going, but there's only one more, and that's not Frank Reich.
Okay.
The last person on this list is Shane Waldron.
Where's he from?
Seattle.
No, I don't want anything from Seattle. They gave us Desai.
Fair enough.
Anything from them.
Fair enough. He was with Sean McVay in the Rams before that, which I guess people love Sean McVay and
they do love Sean McVay.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's what it was. I'm trying to figure out where that came. Where I was telling you earlier about the water boy. That's what McDaniels and Sean McVay both started out as.
Okay. I knew McDaniel did. Okay, I didn't know McVay did either.
Yeah, so I think that's where I got that from.
Okay. Interesting.
What about Bryce O'Callahan wasn't on there?
No.
And he just got a head coaching job.
Yeah, he wasn't on that list.
He landed with Tennessee.
Vrabel right, I did see that. There? No, that was only for offensive coordinators. Vrabel's
okay.
Yeah.
Right, because they wouldn't be looking. They're looking for head coaching jobs, and probably Reich is too. He's probably in the head coaching one.
Maybe I don't have that list pulled up, but I think anybody's giving him another chance. As the head coach.
No, I don't think as a head coach, but as an offensive coordinator,
sure. Yeah, I'd be cool with that. But I don't know, I'm curious what they do. I mean, I guess the other part of it is how much of it is the coordinator. Obviously, I think Brian Johnson was a disaster, but how much is it the coaching and the coordinators and like Jalen Hurts just regressing and taking a step back?
I don't think that I would hope that's not the case, but it could be like a year of learning, I guess, what Jalen Hurts would call it, a learning year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he threw a ton of interceptions.
Yep.
So I don't know. I am worried about his situational football knowledge.
Yeah.
Like what to do with the ball, when to do with it. I'm going to hope it was bad calling. And I also think we give Sirianni a lot of slack. I mean, a lot of like hate. But I think that it's his job to go out there and say that, oh no, that's really my scheme. Like, I think he's protecting his coaches. He doesn't look like the guy that would throw somebody under the bus.
Nope.
And
Well,
that's why,
if we found out he blatantly lied about a situation just to protect his players.
yeah,
So-
and I think he does the same thing for his coaches.
Yeah, I can buy that.
Like he said, I think he used to say, like, it shouldn't be under Brian. It's me. It's my scheme. Brian just calls the plays, but after he talks to me about them. Like, I don't think that that's true. I think that Sirianni probably just says that kind of stuff to take the heat off of Brian Johnson from the media, and like he's dealing with it behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Or not dealing with it, as we see.
Right.
Nothing got fixed.
Yeah, that's the thing. We might have talked about this a little last week, but it's like Sirianni doesn't call plays on offense or defense. The only thing that people really claim he is like a leader and motivator, and the way they quit down the stretch, like, did he even do that? Like, what does he do? Is my question.
So somebody asked this today on the radio, the radio station I was listening to. Nobody ever gives, and I it's a really bad analogy, but John Harbaugh crap, and that's all John Harbaugh does too. He doesn't call any plays.
Yeah, but he's got a perennial contender every year.
But there's been,
and at least that team fights and plays hard. They might lose they might lose a lot, and when it matters and everything. But it seems like they always go down swinging.
There's been multiple years where they've been 8-8, 7-9 under his regime. I think the issue with this whole thing is how it went down.
Sure.
Like, if you're middle of the road team all year, Sirianni's probably not losing his job. Like if you win 2, lose 2, win 1, lose 2, win 3.
Because at that point you could chalk it up to, well, the team's just not talented.
Just not talented enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they obviously have the talent there.
Right. Exactly.
Doesn't sound like Swift's coming back.
No, I'm kind of surprised, to be honest.
Saying, like, we'll see. We're only at the tip of the iceberg. Like,
right.
Okay. All right.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm a little surprised he's kind of talking that way. Like a guy from the area, local, playing for his hometown team. Like, I would think you would want, like, it should be like, I really want to be back. Like, this is my home. Like, I want to be back.
Yeah.
But there's been none of that.
Yeah. And then they're gonna have to restart again and find another running back because it's not Gainwell.
Yeah, well, to be honest, isn't that kind of what the NFL is anyway? Like every 2 to 3 years, they're recycling these guys.
Yeah, that is true, but they haven't had a consistent guy. I mean, Miles last year, but the year before that, he was hurt all the time.
Yeah,
and then he had the year before that was the fumbles, and he fell off the face of the earth anyway. He didn't.
Well, with the Carolina,
like 200 yards rushing.
Yeah, but that team was a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, but he signed a 2-year, $8 million contract?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with running backs, but it's not helping Saquon Barkley's case, I'll tell you that much.
Did you see the graphic that's on the screen right now?
Yeah, with him and Jordan.
Two players to ever do 65 points, 15 plus rebounds, and 5 plus assists in a game.
Yeah.
Him and Michael Jordan.
Yep. I mean, basically they're saying Embiid's the greatest player to ever play the game.
Basically behind Jordan.
If LeBron was up there too, don't forget him.
No. No LeBron talk today. All right, we haven't talked about LeBron in quite a minute. It's been a while.
Okay. Well, he's the GOAT. Could you be 40 years old and still playing in the
No,
NBA?
I'm not a professional athlete. Like, no, I couldn't. Obviously, I can barely walk up and down my flight of steps at my house without pulling a hammy,
cracking.
Yeah, right, exactly. Bend down to tuck my daughters in, and yeah, my back's aching. Like, no, I can't play in the NBA at 40-some years old. No.
Yeah, I was outside shoveling the other day, and when
sore for a week probably.
I'm like,
you're still sore.
God, my lower back is on fire.
Yep. The snowblower, so it's a lot easier that way.
I need to get one. I need to get one of these things.
Yep.
Well, they make the ones now that look like a shovel.
Yeah, you just kind of push it.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah.
So I don't have one of those. I have like the old-fashioned snowblowers.
Do you?
Yeah. But it's still better than shoveling.
Yeah.
Shoveling's the worst.
Yeah, and especially I live on the corner of the block, so I have to do the whole side too. Everybody
Oh
else just has to do in front of their house, the path in front of their house.
Yep.
I got to do the whole side too.
So you should have thought about that before.
I know. Well, I wasn't thinking about that.
Right? Yeah, because who is?
Yeah. Well, I had to do it. Yes.
Right. Exactly.
Oh my god! Next time I buy a house, I'm not buying a corner lot.
It seems all nice. Like usually you want the corner.
Yeah. No, not me.
No, not if it's
Not when it
shoveling
comes
walls.
to yeah.
The good thing is we only get like this. We only get hit with snow like once every like 4 years, so you're good.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I know. I hope that it doesn't come back.
No.
How are you? Do the girls like it?
Yes. But I think if you like snow, yes, the kids get it, like it, and I get it. And what I'm about to say doesn't talk about the kids, but like I think if you're an adult and you enjoy snow, I think you are a flat out psychopath.
It makes everything awful.
Awful.
It makes everything awful.
Like it's inconvenient. It's cold. Like nothing about snow is fun.
Yeah. It's nice when it's coming down at the beginning, like when it's falling.
It's nice to look at. Like,
yeah, and then that next morning when you wake up and you're like, oh, I got to get up an hour earlier to go clean off my car.
Dude, so my job, I drive a delivery truck or whatever, but as it was coming down, I got stuck in the snow. They had literally had to call a tow out for me and tow me out. Like snow sucks. Really? Yeah, snow sucks. It's awful. It's terrible. I had to wait an hour for a tow truck to come tow me out of the spot.
Are you hourly?
Yeah.
All right, that's good. You got
that is good. That's true. Yeah. But it's the snow sucks. There's nothing fun about the snow. Again, it's nice to look at when it's first coming down, but after that, I want no parts of it.
You want to hear what I had to deal with that snowstorm we got the other day? So obviously, I work at Target.
Yep.
And I'm the store manager, so I walk outside and there's no plow. And there's no plow. And now it's 3:00 in the afternoon and it's starting to freeze up. So I had to go and shovel my whole parking lot at work.
Wow.
I was out there first I took a broom because I was like, all right, I could probably push it because it's soft now.
Don't you guys have like inventory of snowblowers? Can you just grab one?
No, we don't have snowblowers.
You don't have snowblowers.
Shovels and salt and all of that, but no snowblowers. Actually, we got a leaf blower. We do have leaf blowers.
Oh, you could have done that. There you go.
So I did have that outside, but it wasn't moving it. It was taking that top coat off.
Right. And it's just coming right back.
And the slush underneath it. I was like, well, this is going to be bad.
Yep.
So let me get my car and have culpable deniability of all of this.
Right. That's good. That's funny. I don't know. Do you want anything else with the Eagles want to talk about, or are we kind of?
Is there anybody you want out there
for offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Not really. Not anybody that I'd would love to have, but I want somebody who has who I know can call plays, who has a track record of calling plays, because Nick Sirianni. Yeah, but Nick Sirianni isn't going to do it, and if he does do it, I don't think he'll be very good at it because he's never been good at it. So I want somebody who has a track record of being a good play caller.
Okay. And what about D coordinator?
Ron Rivera.
You're good with that?
Yep, I'm cool with that. I know he hasn't been great as a head coach. He had a couple of decent years.
He took them to the Super Bowl one year.
Right? Yeah. The Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Denver, right? Denver, Carolina. Yeah.
Yep. That's when that's when Cam Newton made that business decision.
Right, yeah.
He saw the ball on the ground and Von Miller there, and he just stepped backwards.
Well, if Von Miller was coming at you might have the same reaction. Von Miller's a scary guy.
That is true.
Especially in his prime.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm cool with Rivera. I like that. A veteran. Really, I'm looking for two veteran coordinators because they just tried the new guy thing.
Didn't work. It actually blew up in your face.
Right, exactly.
And what about you think quarterbacks coach, any of those positions? You think we're losing those guys? What part of the regime is going? Is it just the offensive and defensive coordinator, or you think they're gonna everything?
No, I think just defensive and offensive coordinator. I believe they think they're fairly close. Because I mean, they went, what was it, 10-2 or whatever. Like, I don't think they believe it's blow up time.
Okay.
But if they just change a couple things, like the coordinators and the guys that call the plays, I think they believe they can be in it again next year.
Okay. I'm looking. What are the chances that they move Michael Clay to the offensive coordinator?
I don't know.
He's been
I don't think so.
He's been with the Eagles for 2014. He was a quality control coach. 2015 with the Eagles, he was a special teams assistant coach. Then he was an assistant coach with the Niners in 2016. Then he was a strength and conditioning coach in 2017. He's been a special teams coordinator here from 2021.
Right.
Like, is he like? I don't understand how special teams work. Like, do you get moved from there to anything else? Is that kind of what your forte is?
I mean, maybe at some point you take a defensive line coach or something like that. But like, I don't think you're jumping from a special teams guy to an offensive coordinator.
Okay.
At least this is my read on it. And I mean, I think special teams, I mean, has taken a big step. Like last year, they were a disaster.
We're calling for him to be
disaster.
Fired.
Yeah. But I mean, this year it's been pretty good. Covey's been really good.
Elliott, obviously, Jake Elliott's been great.
Yeah, although I don't know how much a coordinator has to do with that, but I mean, maybe, I don't know. But I feel like they're having like the returns against them, like the coverage has been pretty solid. It seems like.
So John Harbaugh was the Eagles' special teams coach from '98 to 2006. 2007, he took the defensive backs coach with the Eagles.
Okay.
And he's been a head coach from 2008 on.
Oh wow!
So took outside for 1 year and then got a head coaching job.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is really crazy.
Because like special teams is just such a niche part of the sport.
It is.
Like, it's very, I don't know. And then a year later you're in charge of the whole thing. It just seems kind of crazy.
Yep.
But
that's all I was trying to see about, like, Michael Clay. Is he gone? Probably not, right?
No.
Bring him back.
Special teams are the best part of the game this year. Like,
Dude,
honestly.
Do you think when they sit there in meetings, it's like offensive coordinator and like sitting there like, we're going to do all of this and this is what we're going to do this week. All right, what do you got, defensive coordinator? We're going to do this. And what do you got? Well, we're going to kick the ball.
Yeah.
We're going to return it.
Yep.
We're going to hopefully block a field goal.
Right.
Like, what do you bring to the table?
Nothing. And like, that's probably something, because like the hitting rules are so strict when it comes to practice. You can't really practice hitting somebody on a return.
No, you can't.
Like,
everybody loses. You get killed on punt return. Okay.
Right.
It's like, just don't die.
Yeah.
All right, what's our game plan? Don't die.
Yeah. It's a good start.
90% of the time, I need you to fair catch the ball, Britton.
Right. You just catch it. That's all you need to do. Just catch it.
Don't drop it.
Can you do that? Just catch it.
You've done half the job.
Right. Yeah. There were some pretty good games on this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, they were all pretty close. I know that the Ravens game at the end
got out of hand in the second half, but
it was really close. It
was tied at 10 at halftime, I believe.
Yeah, it was. I think Baltimore's the real deal this year. As much as San Fran, I love San Fran. I think Baltimore has.
You love San Fran?
Now I do. At this point, I love them to win the Super Bowl. Like, I think that at least.
You think they're going to win the Super Bowl, or you would like them to win the Super Bowl?
I think they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I think that Baltimore, though, is a really good team. I think that they at least build correctly. Like, you idolize to be them every year.
Yeah.
But San Fran really does have it going. And I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to pay Purdy. They're going to be in salary cap now really quickly.
I actually, we'll get to our picks in a second, but I actually think the Lions are going to win.
Really?
I do.
Why? Any reason?
I don't think Jordan Love and the Packers are all that great. I mean, I know Love's played really well second half of the season, but they almost lost that game. And like the Packers probably should have went down and made a little more noise. That was one of the horrendous interceptions I think I've ever seen from Jordan Love at the end of that game.
Yep.
But it just they struggled to get any separation with the Packers. I think the Packers kind of gave the blueprint a little bit to beating Brock Purdy, because like when he's getting pressure on and he can't get rid of the ball quick enough, like I think he's beatable. And the Lions are the team that can do that too.
Well, how much of it is Deebo Samuel not playing that game?
I'm sure it's part of it. Yeah.
Like he's a quick option that you can get the ball to that can beat. If you're going to blitz, he can beat you with a slant route and go for 80 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, but I mean, they also have Ayuk and McCaffrey and Kittle that like can do similar things.
Yeah, but if you block the box against
Sure.
McCaffrey, I mean, you're shutting him down. So you think Detroit?
I actually think Detroit wins.
Okay. What's that line right now?
Was it 7? Was that
Wow.
high? 7. Yep, 7.
That's disrespectful to the line.
Detroit.
That's disrespectful
Yeah.
to be putting that much.
Yep.
Wow.
Let's just get into our picks now. I mean,
I'm
taking Detroit plus 7 because I think they're going to win outright.
I think I'm going to take Detroit plus 7 too, just because I think San Fran wins, but that's 7. That's disrespectful to a team that's played well all year. Okay, I'm taking Detroit plus 7.
Okay, and then the over/under is 50.5.
Overs.
I'm taking the under. That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
Sorry, had a cough there. And then the next one we have the Chiefs and the Ravens. The spread is the Ravens are -3.5.
I'm going to take Baltimore.
Taking Baltimore.
Yeah.
-3.5.
Yep.
Where did my thing just go? It went away. I'm taking the I'm actually taking the Chiefs plus 3.5.
So Detroit, Kansas City Super Bowl in your mind?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Listen, everything always goes right for the Chiefs. Like it just does. I can't explain it. They want them in the Super Bowl. And listen, it's the celebrity factor, right? You have
It's Taylor Swift
and
Eminem
versus Eminem in the Super Bowl. It's gonna happen. The NFL wants it to happen.
Okay.
And then the over/under in that game 44.5. I'm taking the over there. That seems low.
I'm gonna go over too.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go.
Wow.
And those, they're both on Sunday, right? Yep. Both games Sunday, 3 and 6:30.
The 6:30 game is the Detroit.
Don checking in. What a night from Embiid.
Is that 70 burgers there? Did he put 70 of them?
Can we count them all?
What?
Oh, here, I'll put it back up. You want to count all those? I don't know.
Yeah. I'll count.
All right. We're going to be here a while. There's no way it's 70.
12, 13, 14, 15.
I need to play like Jeopardy theme music.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 times 2 is what?
That would be what? 50, 54, 52. I'm not good at math. That's why I do this podcast.
56.
Yeah, there you go.
58,
We're not math guys.
64, 65.
I don't know. Don, you're a little short.
68, 60. He put 70 burgers.
Did he? Okay, all right, nice.
70 burgers.
All right. I like that. All right.
Yeah, he did put. It's for him.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do too, because you have to. It's not like you're just hitting the number 1 a bunch of times.
Right.
Or you
Yeah.
can just you have to click
Keep
on
hitting it. Yeah.
Yeah. Respect there.
What a night from Embiid. 56. Yep. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a crazy night from Embiid. I mean, we talked about it earlier, but an all-time kind of performance.
Yeah. Michael Jordan-esque.
Yeah. Who's the new GOAT of basketball? Michael Jordan or Joel Embiid? Who's the GOAT? No longer LeBron versus Jordan debates.
It's LeBron James.
No.
Why do you hate him though?
Why? Okay, I mean,
What
how much time you got?
Well, what is the main reason why you hate him? Is it because he panders and he gets involved in things that he shouldn't be?
Sure. He's always running his mouth. Always running his mouth about anything. About like he thinks everybody cares about his opinion on anything.
So you don't think that if Twitter was around in the 80s, Jordan wouldn't be doing it?
I'm sure he would be. I'm sure sure.
So it's social media that's really skewing your outlook on this.
No, I mean social media wasn't as big, back when like the decision was happening. Sure, I mean social media was there, but nowhere near as it is today.
But he took all that money and donated it.
I don't. Yeah, but it was just to feed his giant ego.
How much of it was maybe not his decision, but ESPN saying, "Hey,
he's the athlete. He can say, no, I'm good."
Yeah, but you're not going to say no if they're going to give you money to do something like that.
Sure,
you're not.
I don't think he approached ESPN and said, "Hey, I got this idea." They definitely approached him, but it's I don't know, just a long list of shit, and then and then everybody has this Michael Jordan versus a LeBron debate, and he's got to like go remake Space Jam just to like prove he's on Jordan's level. Like it's just everything about him's weird and phony. I think he's just a phony guy.
Okay, so if LeBron James plays for the Sixers, are you a fan?
I will root for him to succeed.
Okay.
That doesn't make me a fan, but I'll root for him to succeed.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yep. Never been a LeBron guy.
Just a hater.
Yeah, correct. Yes, correct.
Didn't you say he's got a good body though?
I don't know that he used the word.
Comment.
I don't know that he used the word good.
I think you made the comment like that.
It said something similar. I don't think I said good body.
I think you said insane.
I don't remember the context, but I think I did say insane.
Yeah, and I also think that he definitely does leg day.
He doesn't skip a leg day. Does not skip.
You're not breaking his leg over.
No, he could probably snap my neck with his legs. Like, if I'm being honest here. Oh man.
Yeah.
Quite the company Joel Embiid is with the 70 point club.
Yeah, I mean, and it was. This is, I think they said 18 years to the day that Kobe did it. So
yeah,
Kobe did 81, but putting up that many points,
I can't fathom like 81 points.
No, especially for like, so like Wilt did the 100-point game, but it was a different. Like, he was a man among midgets around then.
Yeah,
it was
for
way
sure.
different.
Yep.
Not like what Kobe had to do.
Sure.
But I mean, Embiid probably could have done it if it was a closer game. Like if
he didn't play much of that fourth quarter. He played like the last 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah, like if he actually cared and it was like he had to hustle hard and all of that, maybe he does it.
And you say if it was a closer game, they only won by 10.
Yeah, but it was a 10 that like towards the end of the game it was just feed.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was 15 or 16.
They weren't trying to. Like they knew they were going to win. They were just trying to let him get to 70.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So the last little thing, I kind of want to talk about here before we get out of here is what's going on with the Phillies and why haven't they made any moves?
Well, it doesn't look like baseball's got a ton
of
what's going on right now. I think it's like them waiting for. I guess. Arbitrations coming up and all of those hearings, and then
I saw something, and I might be off with the numbers a little bit, but like last year at this time there was like 3 of the top 50 free agents left, and this year there's like 20 something of the top 50 left.
Snell didn't sign yet.
Snell, Montgomery, Hader like just signed.
Yeah, well, I mean Houston getting richer.
Yep,
it just sickens me.
What do you think they should do?
I think they got to go make a move for Hector Neris at this point.
That's the guy that I haven't really heard many people talk about him, but like Get the reunion back together. Like
Mm,
bring back Neris.
And I mean, you're going to go by closer by committee probably anyway. You're probably not going to have Neris as your closer per se.
No, I would probably to start have Alvarado be the closer.
Would you?
I would.
Okay, I think Dominguez in that role, but
Yeah, I mean, how much of a role do you give Orion Kirkring?
yeah, this is true. I totally forgot about him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I want him closing right off the bat though.
I also like Strom in that closer role.
Yeah, I mean I like Strom kind of a setup guy because he doesn't really strike me as having closer stuff.
Okay,
Like he
Like
can play.
well,
Yeah, right, exactly. Like the thing I like about Strom is in like a seventh, eighth inning role is he throws a lot of strikes, which like Alvarado when he can't find the strike zone is incredibly infuriating. Like
Yeah.
Strom will just beat you to death with just strikes.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I want that out of the closer.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to find a list of who's still out there.
yeah, there's a ton. I mean, Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery are the two big starting pitchers out there. Hector Neris. I think Cody Bellinger's still out there.
Pirates just signed Aroldis Chapman.
Sure. What does he have left?
Yeah. I mean, would you take him as your closer?
How did he do last year? Yeah, like do you have his
I don't know
numbers?
what team he was on.
Yeah.
All right. I want the top guys. Not. All right. So I'm going to read the top 3 in each area.
Okay.
So Gary Sanchez is still available.
No.
Mitch Garver just signed.
They won't sign a catcher.
No. Jorge Alfaro's out there. Get a reunion tour.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think they actually should sign a backup catcher.
Well, they did. They signed our boy who's already here.
Stubbs?
Yeah, Stubbs got signed.
Was he already under contract, or did they sign him?
He got like a 1 year, $850,000 contract.
Yeah, see, I mean, they're gonna do that because it's cheap and he's just a body, but and a good locker room guy, it seems like. But
yeah,
at some point, like JT's gonna start playing some first base or DHing. Like, I need somebody else more reliable than Stubbs behind the plate in those games.
First base, Rhys Hoskins.
That's not. I don't think that's happening.
Carlos Santana.
I don't think they signed a first base either.
CJ Cron.
Yeah, he was bad. Like, he's a bad year, really bad year.
Yeah, Luke Voigt.
Okay, I mean, I guess as a depth guy.
Yeah. Second base, Elvis Andrus, Whit Merrifield. Whit Merrifield's 35.
Yeah.
Holy hell!
You thought he was younger?
I thought he was like maybe 30.
Yeah. Well, I always get him and Mondesi confused. I don't know why. Mondesi's younger.
Yeah. Yep. And Colton Wong.
Yeah, I don't think they make any of these moves. Any of these guys.
Shortstop, Ahmed Rosario. Tim Anderson.
What happened to him? What's his deal?
The face of the earth.
He was like a top prospect.
Yep.
He even had like a good year or two.
Yeah, and then he got into that whole fight. Was that this past year? Or 2 years ago?
That was a couple years ago, I think. With who was that with? Don't know who he was fighting.
Like they were playing Cleveland.
It wasn't Lindor, was it? When Lindor was with Cleveland,
it might have. Who's their third baseman? Was it Jose Ramirez? Him and Jose Ramirez. I think it was because it was this past year. Because I had Jose Ramirez in fantasy, and he got benched. He got suspended.
Tim Anderson makes first official statement since brawl with Jose Ramirez.
That was this past year, right?
Back in August, yep.
Third base, Matt Chapman.
I don't think they'll be in the market for anybody that big.
Josh Donaldson.
Yeah.
Evan Longoria.
God forbid.
Gene Segura.
That's interesting. I mean, what would be his role? Just a bench guy. Like you're not. I don't think.
Yeah.
You're not gonna play him over a Stott, over a Turner, over a Bohm.
Well, I'm saying like maybe as a give one of those guys relief
Yeah.
day of relief.
Yeah, but he's gonna want. I think he's gonna want like more of a role. He's gonna want to go to a team that can give him, starter money and a starter role.
He's way down on this list. I don't know.
Yeah.
36. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, left
I'm not
field.
opposed though.
Jock Peterson,
Eh.
Tommy
Okay.
Pham,
Eh.
David Peralta,
Interesting. I mean, all three of those guys are very similar.
and Joey Gallo.
No, I'm good on Gallo.
He would hit a ton of home runs here.
And strike out 1,000,000.
He would.
Yeah.
Center field, Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, they're not gonna spend that money.
Michael Taylor
No.
and Adam Duvall.
Eh.
I know where you want to go. We're just not there yet. I'll get there.
No, you're good. You're good.
Right field, Will Myers, Kevin Pillar, Tyler
No.
Quinn.
Nope.
Okay.
There's a name you haven't said yet.
JD
That-
Martinez.
No, there's a name you haven't said that I'm intrigued with.
What position?
Outfield. Jorge Soler.
I was just gonna. He was the next person. Soler was
Yeah.
the next person.
I'm a little intrigued. He was bad last year and really hasn't been the same since the Braves year where he won the MVP. But like, you get him as kind of a guy off the bench and can have spot starts here or there, or if Rojas doesn't work out or they have to send Rojas down to get some little more
Yeah.
seasoning. Like, I think Soler is intriguing to me.
Yeah. Brandon Woodruff.
Well, the thing about Woodruff is he's obviously great. He's going to miss the entire season.
Yeah.
So if you sign him, you'll have him next year, and you can kind of think about it a year out. I don't know that Dombrowski cares about next year. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's working for this year, so I don't see them doing that. I think Woodruff's great. I love Woodruff.
The other ones are, I mean, Blake Snell. They're not going to spend that money, right?
You don't think so?
I would. I love Blake Snell. I've always been a fan of Blake Snell.
See, I think they're willing to spend money for the right player. Like, I don't think they need to spend any more money on position players. That's why I said no to most of those guys you named. But the rumor was they offered $300+ million to Yamamoto.
Yeah.
So they're willing to spend the money for the right player. So if they think Snell is going to greatly improve the staff, I think they could spend it. Sure.
So, but like, what happens to your pitching staff then? Who's your like one?
You move probably Christopher Sanchez to the bullpen. Although I would move Walker to the bullpen, but I don't think
Yeah.
they'll do that because of the price tag that he makes.
I agree with you, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah, or you run a 6-man rotation.
You could. And then where does Mick Abel go in this situation?
Is he? You think he's going to make the team?
I don't know. Like, it's him or McGarry. I feel like have to. McGarry's almost kind of running out of time.
Yeah.
I mean, Mick Abel's
Trade.
Mick Abel's. Yeah, I mean, Mick Abel's. I'm not ready to say he's run out of time yet. He's, I think, a year or two younger than McGarry, but these guys run out of time.
Yeah, well, you got to get. I mean, if you go and sign Snell, you can't.
Right.
You physically can't. You're locking your lineup up then,
Right.
unless
True.
you're willing to move a. Like, if you think you can move Zach Wheeler. If you think you can move Zach,
Well, I think
Wheeler,
they're gonna sign to an extension.
do you
I think they will
this
yeah.
year? You think this year?
Yep.
They'll try and get that done.
I think it'll be done before the season starts.
Then they can't have Snell. You just can't. You're stunting the growth of the guys behind them. Then, like you're
Yeah,
stunting.
but isn't there something to be said for having a little bit of insurance? And maybe that's expensive insurance, but
a lot of
have but have a little bit of insurance for like, what if Christopher Sanchez does what Bailey Falter did? Really, like how good was Bailey Falter 2 years ago? Last year he stunk. Like this, what do they get out of Christopher Sanchez?
Yeah, I mean, but again, you're still stunting your
Sure.
minor leagues because
Yeah.
you have 3 guys ready to come up. And I mean, Painter's not going to play this next year, but he's going to be ready the year after to come up.
Start in the majors, you think?
I think he, at one point of the season, he'll be up in 2
Next
years.
2025.
Yeah. So you're going to stunt those guys' growth? Because you got Walker, what, 3-year deal?
I think it was 4.
Right.
He's
So
got 3 left. I
so you
believe.
have 3 more out of him. You just signed Nola to 7.
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking an extension for Wheeler.
Another 2 or 3 for Wheeler, probably.
Okay. Sanchez, Ranger's going to get a deal.
Yeah, what is his How many years does he have left?
I think he's going through arbitration this year.
Okay, all right. So he'll have maybe another year left, or if they sign something longer, yeah. All right.
Ranger Suarez contract. Let's see. Yeah, he signed a 1-year, $5 million this past year.
So that expired, or that's for
that expired? Yeah, that expired.
Oh, okay,
that
so it's arbitration. All right.
Yep. It is Suarez for arbitration and Alec Boehm.
The rumor today is that they're kind of working towards an extension for Boehm to try to avoid arbitration.
Are they?
It's
and
the
then
report, yeah.
Gregory Soto, I think you kind of let him walk, right?
Yeah. Soto, I think, has stuff, but he stunk.
Jeff Hoffman.
Jeff Hoffman was great last year.
Yeah. Do you work on an extension with him?
What's his deal? Is he arbitration?
He's arbitration, yeah. And
1 year arbitration deal, I'm cool with.
Yeah,
I don't sign him to a long term extension though.
Edmundo Sosa.
Sure.
I like Sosa off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, he's a nice utility guy, a nice bench guy. Nothing crazy though.
No, yeah, and he has a good glove too.
Yep. For sure.
All right, so you're in on Snell.
Yeah, either Snell or Montgomery, because I don't know, the rotation. I just need to see more from.
Okay. I mean, they pretty much told Nola, you have to get it done. Here's your contract.
I have a hot take about Nola. And I actually said I was on the PHLY Phillies podcast today talking about it. And, we were talking about Aaron Nola a little bit. I think there's a chance he could finish like top 5 in Cy Young voting this year.
Ooh. Top 5?
Top 5. I don't know why I'm so confident, but you look at his stats, and every other year it's good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. He just had his bad year. If you fix the long ball, that his numbers actually weren't bad other than that. So you get fix the long balls. That brings his number down. At the end of the season, it also seems like they kind of fix his mechanics a little bit.
So and he was getting used to the pitch clock. I don't think the pitch clock helped him at all.
So you put all these things together, I think it could be a very good year for Nola. I really do. And you don't have the pressure of signing a new deal on top of it.
And
he already signed his
2,
deal,
right? He's your number 2.
1A, 1B. I don't know if they have a 1 or 2.
Opening day, who's pitching for you?
I think they give it to Nola.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I mean he's the longest tenure guy.
Okay.
I don't know if that says much about what they think Nola over Wheeler. If it's game 1 of a playoffs, maybe they have a different story. But I think it's going to be Nola.
Okay. That's a little hot take-ish.
Is it?
Not huge because of the contract he signed, but I think if you're going for the better pitcher, it's Wheeler.
Yeah, I agree that Wheeler is the better pitcher, but I just think it's, like you said, the contract and the fact that he's just a homegrown guy that's been here for a while. He's got the longevity of being a Philly. That is kind of like a reward for just being around.
And they open the season at home against Atlanta, right?
Is it? I don't know I'll look.
That'll be a good 3-game series.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Get a nice early view of them.
All right, so their first series is, at home against the Braves.
Yeah, I'm going to the second game.
Okay, March 30th.
Yeah. Baseball starting in end of March just screams like I'm going to be freezing that night.
Yep, you certainly are. Well, it's a 4 or 5 game, so it's not incredibly late.
Dude, there's times in April where we still get like late snow showers.
Oh,
Well, we
sure.
had before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to wear like a hoodie.
Yep. Bundle up.
Yeah, the last time I was there was Game 7. I got sick that game, and I got sick that game.
Well, we all got sick, to be fair.
I literally went home with 102-degree fever.
Did you? That's.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's not a sign for what the team did to you, I don't know what
exactly. Yeah,
is. The team tried to kill you.
they did. I threw
Alright.
my rally towel from the top bleacher.
No, you didn't. Did you?
Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I did.
You gonna keep that
No.
your souvenir?
No, I was so disgusted.
Yeah, it's fair.
I mean, I know we're hitting time, but they weren't beating Texas anyway. So
You don't think so?
nah, Texas was hitting everything.
Yeah, I know, but up until Game 3, so were the Phillies.
That's true. That is true. But
You know?
I think, yeah, they just came really clutch, Texas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it's also the Phillies pitching is far better than the Diamondbacks pitching.
Yeah,
So maybe the bats hit everything against the Diamondbacks, but maybe they don't against the Phillies. Like I truly believe the Phillies are a better lineup, better pitching staff. Like I think they're just a better team than Texas.
okay. I mean, Simeon's great.
Sure.
Garcia, even though he went out, he obviously had a phenomenal year.
Yep.
Seager.
DeGrom, Scherzer.
Well, yeah, and they didn't even play.
Oh right. Well, yeah.
They didn't even play. Imagine that.
Right. Yeah.
They won the World Series without either one of them pitching.
And they both make around what $80 million a year total between the two of them, give or take. Like I'm probably not that far off.
Did you see the crazy stat that this year Lamar Jackson made $80 million and Brock Purdy made $870,000?
That's crazy.
Talking about just what is that 1/100th of what he makes, right?
Yeah, like if I'm Purdy, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like
80
gotta figure
million
yeah.
divided by 875,000. He's making 91 times more than him.
80 million just to lose to the Chiefs in the conference championship.
Hey, he's the MVP.
Sure,
He's
but
the MVP, 2-time MVP. I can't hate him.
it's all right.
He does what he has to do.
Sure.
He won the playoff game that he needed. I mean, I know it was Houston, but he did it. Got the monkey off of his back. Like
Sure. How you ready to get out of here?
Good, yeah.
All right, sounds good. I think we've beaten enough dead horses today. So we're gonna get out of here. We will see everybody next Monday. See you then.